Imagine for a moment that you're at home relaxing and the phone rings. A friend's breathless voice. Have you heard the news? Have you watched the TV? It's horrible. Grabbing the remote control, you turn on the TV, and you realize that something breathtaking has taken place. Every channel is interrupted for a special report. 30 jumbo jets have crashed. 30 jumbo jets have crashed. 5,700 people died. 5,700 people died. Such a tragedy would occupy news for days, probably for weeks. Every newspaper headlines would talk about it. Every news, every channel on TV, in the internet, people would be analyzing what happened. They would be investigating. They would be eager to find out what really happened and how it can be avoided. It would be years. Pulitzers will be won by writers who write about this topic. It's something that people will not forget quickly. The whole world would be shocked. They would be mourning all these people. But of course, to be clear, this event didn't happen. It's very unlikely to happen. But a more startling reality does exist today. The number of children who will die today simply because they like clean, safe water would fill out those 30 airplanes. 57 children die every day because they like water or they drink contaminated water. Madam Toastmaster, my fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, water is central to human survival. Water, we can live without it for a few days. We can live without food for several days, perhaps even weeks, but without water, we die in a few days. Water is life. According to UNICEF and the World Health Organization, more than 3,000 children die every day from diarrheal diseases. 88% of these deaths are due to poor drinking water, lack of sanitation, and poor hygiene. Children under 5 represent 90% of all the deaths caused by diarrheal diseases. Now, in the Western world, we don't think much about water. We only think about it when we have to go through the convenience store and buy a bottle. We also go home, we open the faucet, and we have all the water that we need. Now, according to the Washington Post in 2005, just one flush of the toilet in the West uses more water than most Africans will use in a day for their basic needs, like washing, cleaning, cooking, and drinking. We also, in the United States, the average American uses 69 gallons of water a day. 69 gallons. Imagine those bottles, you pile them up here. Can you imagine 69 gallons of water? That's what we use every single day. Now, what if you had to carry 69 gallons of water from a water source away from your house? Let's do the math. 69 gallons of water weigh approximately 576 pounds. It would be impossible to carry all that amount of water from a water source to your home every single day. Now, in most third world countries, women and children usually do this job. They carry water from good water sources to their homes. If the average person could carry 20 pounds of water, she would have to make 29 trips. That's also impossible, of course. The poor are only using a fraction of the water that we use here in the West, but much of their lives are consumed with trying to get the water to their homes. That's what they do all the time. Now, there are the many dangers associated with a lack of water, in addition to dying. Dave Donaldson, the founder of Convoy of Hope, an international relief organization, and co-author of the book Relentless, writes about his experiences in Africa during a severe drought. During extended drought, when you have the days that have less and less and less rain, people's capacity to rebound is lowered. And sooner or later, they either die or give up. Dave can't forget the sight of an elderly woman who was dead on the side of the road with a container in her hand. She was fetching water for her family, and she could just not make it back to her village. And she died on the side of the road, and there she was, with a frail body. If the weight of rigor and of transporting all this water doesn't get you, there are other dangers on the road for these young girls, women, and children. They either get raped or killed by criminals that are hiding along the roads. And it happens every day. In addition to that, people sometimes draw water from sources that are unclean and have contaminated water. A lot of parasitical diseases come from drinking that water. Now, the good news is that we have the ability to help many of these villages combat droughts and prevent water-related diseases through proven techniques, through proven water interventions. Here are 3 examples of what can be done simply and effectively. First, we can help drill wells to tap water sources deep in the earth. There are many organizations that do that. I'm going to mention 3 only today. They are the Oasis Project, Water for the World, and World Surf. These organizations help provide safe and stable water through Africa. We can also provide water purification systems. We can also help set up water filtration systems and provide buckets. Children do not need to die for lack of water. Women do not need to be sexually abused or killed while fetching water for the family. The poor do not need to lack water, that essential element. We can all help end this tragedy. Let's help provide water. Please, water.